Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, today I'm checking out the Generation 2 and Generation 3 PMags from Magpul products. Now these PMags are pretty much probably the best AR mag you can get. I mean, they're just very popular and for good reason. They're just very tough, well constructed and just ultra reliable. So a few of you guys out there are probably saying, well Ozzie, look, 30 round mags aren't really that applicable here in Australia. Well, yes, I believe at this stage there's still states and territories in Australia where you can use 30 round mags with category B rifles like your Remington 7615 and also the Mossberg Patrol bolt action rifle. But obviously you'd have to check on the legislation before you go out and do that, just to confirm everything's above board. But not only that, there's gun shops now like Cleavers that are selling these exact magazines, but they're just limited to 10 round capacity. So, it's more than applicable that you know about these different generation mags and the slight differences between the two. So anyhow, let me go into a couple of the features. Let's start with the body of the polymer mag here. It's very well constructed. You've got a clear plastic window on both sides there so you can see your round count. You've also got a rough gauge on there, 25, 15 and 5, okay, so you estimate how many rounds you've got left when you're out shooting. Nice rib finish to it, you can grip onto these mags quite nicely. Now let's go over to the Gen 3. A little bit different in the sense of, yes, you've got this ribbing, but you've got some extra grip, okay, on the front of the mag and the rear of the mag, and you can really feel that when you run your thumb over it, where it's pretty much smooth except for the bigger ribs on the Generation 2. Now the Gen 3 also has some indents at the bottom here where you can actually write with a marking pen. I don't know why, but perhaps you'd like to mark it with your name or just a colour or something like that if you're in a training environment, military or something like that. Overall, the big difference is you've got the over insertion stop at the back on the Gen 3, okay? So obviously when you're out in the field and you slam that magazine up into the rifle, it's not going to over insert, okay? It keeps it at an even distance at all times, so that's pretty handy. The other thing is too, with the Generation 2, like I've had no problems with this mag. Obviously I use it in the Ruger of the SR556. Very reliable. However, if you're using them in any European ARs, like for example the H&K, the 416, there are problems, I've been told. Now I haven't tried it myself, but I've been told that there are a lot of insertion problems and it's just not compatible or 100% compatible. So that's why Magpul actually bought out the eMag line, okay, which is their export mag, and they're more compatible with like the SA80 in the UK and H&K 416 and those European AR style makers. Now the Generation 3, however, is dimensionally, I've been told, just a little bit slimmer, a little bit more ergonomic, so that it's actually compatible with all the European AR makers. So it's compatible right across the board. I've had no problems with this mag. At the time of doing this video, this is the latest version, the Generation 3, and it's just an unreal mag overall. So the advantages of it over the Generation 2 is you've just got the over insertion stop there, and it's probably a lot more compatible once you start using those European style ARs or firearms from Europe that take AR style magazines. Okay, so let's break them both down and we'll have a look inside and you can see what they're all about. Just got the tab on the bottom here, so you just got to push that in and then just slide the mag, the base plate there I should say, off. Okay. Now, really good springs on these. You've got an anti-tilt follower here on the Gen 2. Okay, ultra reliable, like I said, I've never had any problems with them. If you push down, like I know even with just some of the older AR mags I've got, if you actually push down the base plate, the follower, you can actually tilt it and it will jam, where these you don't. They're just a lot more reliable. Now the base plate on the actual Gen 2 is a bit thicker than the Generation 3, okay, so they're not compatible. You can't use this base plate on the Gen 3 body and vice versa. Okay, let's break down the Gen 3 now. So you'll see that basically the anti-tilt follower is a little bit shorter on one side with the Gen 3, okay, but once again absolutely no problems with tilting or just feeding in any way, shape or form. At the front of the magazine follower there, you can see pretty much the same, except the Gen 3, I'll bring it right up to the camera, is slightly angled, okay, towards the base there over the Gen 2. So I'm not sure whether that just gives a little bit better reliability or not, but that's the way they've done it. On the rear, obviously, you can see the Gen 3 is a lot shorter than the Gen 2. But once again, I've had absolutely no reliability or feeding problems with that. Okay, so the difference, as I said, with the base plates, I'll just show you here. Okay, the Gen 2 and then the Gen 3. So you can see the Gen 2 is a lot thicker as well. Okay, so the Gen 3 is just a lot more ergonomic and slim. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. There's not much more I can tell you about them. Which is the best? Well, honestly, the Gen 3's probably got the little bit slight advantage. You can get dust covers for these. A lot of the time they come with dust covers, and I've seen a few of these getting around recently on used guns, and they've advertised with the dust covers. So really, really handy. But remember, like the base plates on both magazines, the dust covers are the same. You can't interchange the dust covers, okay? You've got to have dust covers specifically for the Generation 2 or the Generation 3 PMag. Alright, so look, guys, overall, I mean, if I had a choice, yeah, I'd probably prefer the Gen 3 just because there's a few more enhancements to it, and it's probably maybe slightly more reliable, or compatible, I should say, across a wide range of rifles that take AR style mags. But then again, if you've got an opportunity to get the Gen 2, then I can't see anything wrong with that mag either, unless of course you were using a European rifle that took AR mags. You might have considerable compatibility problems there. But anyway, guys, look, only a short review. I hope it's answered some questions that you've got about the Magpul PMags in general. They are just ultra tough, ultra reliable, and just really good quality.